My name is Zeno Schweiding, and I want to explain to you why I am slow food. It has to do with my background, my history, where I'm from. I was born in Europe, in the Netherlands, and I brought this atlas here just to give you an idea where that is if you don't. So walk through. So this is a map of Europe. You see here the old Soviet Union. It's an old map. Here's England, and here's London, and Amsterdam is just across that little water that we call the Noordzee. So I was born in the Netherlands, and my parents are both from farming background. Yeah, and I brought up this map of the Netherlands itself just to give you an idea uh, where it is. So this is a map of the Netherlands, and this is the north. It's called Frisia, and in Frisia, people speak a different language. It's a little bit like the mix between English and Dutch. So my mother came from a little town here. It's called Wons. And just to imagine this place, it is all flat. It's all flat and green. And there are little canals through it to which people go by boats, sailing boats, just pulling boats around the canal. And the soil is really heavy, because it's really the end of a river. Yeah, so millions of years, who knows, millions of years people lived there, or the river came in and deposited the clay on the land. So the farming there is very different from where my dad is from. The farming in Friesland is mostly dairy, mostly having cattle, both for milk and for breeding, for meat. So when I was a kid, I would often go there to visit my family, and I still remember how my uncles took me to the marketplaces that they sold their cattle. I have this interesting book. It's called the Farm Book, that has pictures of how farming was in that time in the Netherlands. And I just pulled out some pictures, and one is about this this farming community that my mother was from. So you can look here on this photo, if you want to come a little closer, and you see here this is Frisia. That's what I'm talking about. So this was kind of the typical farm in that area. People had a little place to grow their own vegetables. They may have a goat or a sheep, but mostly it was people were milking and they were having cattle. So when my uncles would take me to the market, this is a scene that I often have observed. So men that stand opposite each other and clap each other's hand, and they basically bargaining for the price of the sheep or the cows that they're trying to sell. My dad was from a very different area in the Netherlands. So if you come closer to the map, you can see it. It's from this area. It's close to the German border, and it was more higher laying sandy ground. And my grandfather had what we call a mixed agriculture. So they had bees, they had pigs, they had horses, they had cattle. They would have dairy, but they also would maybe sell the male calves for a market. Or they had pigs. They grew a lot of variety of things. And the neat thing of that grandfather, my father's father, was that he was also a baker. Actually, my own dad was a baker, because my grandfather had like 12 kids, and 6 were boys, and I think all of them went into bakery, almost all of them. So my dad was a baker. My grandfather was both a farmer and a baker. So some of the things that he would do, that he would grow on his land, he would use in his bakery. So it was a kind of small community. And I wonder whether I have any pictures here in this book about that situation. Like the kind of the kind of situation that they lived in. Well, you see in this book is really detailed, and it has a lot of different things about hogs and milking cows. So this is a typical scene that I experienced when I both would go to my father's kind of family and my mother's family. So this connects me very much to my slow food, in the sense that slow food helps me to reconnect with this heritage, but also I can bring this heritage to slow food. And it's very important to me, because it is very meaningful to live together with people that grow their own food and that know where their food comes from. Thanks for listening.